It started with a smell. Not overpowering, but persistent. A neighbor noticed at first the thick, unnatural air drifting from the back wall of a rundown duplex. He said something once, then forgot about it. People forget a lot, especially when the quiet ones live next door. She was a recluse. Always polite. Paid rent on time. Never loud. Never late. And no one ever came to visit. For 7 long years, nobody asked why her chest freezer was padlocked shut, sitting awkwardly in her living room like a makeshift table. She kept a lace cloth over it. Sometimes a vase. Sometimes candles. The truth began unraveling only after a routine power outage. A citywide blackout that lasted 3 days. When the electricity came back, something in that freezer had melted and flooded into the seams of her silence. A smell like no other. Maintenance came to check. She said the lock was rusted, she'd lost the key. They forced it open anyway. What they found inside didn't rot the stomach, it froze it. A body. Fully wrapped in industrial plastic. Taped at every joint. Compressed like freight. It was a woman. Mid-30s. No ID. No missing persons alert ever matched her. A complete ghost. Like someone had erased her. But this wasn't just a murder. This was a ritual in stillness. Cops questioned the tenant, cold, emotionless, detached. She claimed the woman was her sister. That she'd cared for her. That the body was at peace before the world went and broke the silence. The freezer wasn't just preservation. It was a shrine. But neighbors began remembering strange things. How the woman once looked out the window talking to someone who wasn't there. How sounds, soft dragging sounds, used to echo at night. Nobody had connected the dots. Nobody wanted to. Then came the biggest twist: there were no records of this tenant having a sister. No birth certificates. No schooling. No social media connected to anyone matching the body in the freezer. Whoever she was, her existence had been scrubbed. Investigators found traces of bleach, peroxide, and masking scents in layers across the apartment. But there was more under the floorboards, bundled photos without faces. Everyone scratched out. Everyone showing 2 women. One always missing a face. It was like she was removing someone from memory, one photograph at a time. The psychological profile was something you don't forget. This wasn't rage. This wasn't vengeance. This was obsession. The tenant began telling stories about her sister growing up locked in rooms. About discipline and voices in the walls. Her recollections were fractured, contradictory, like she was living 2 scripts at once. The more they pressed, the stranger her responses. She wanted to stay cold. It was her decision. I'm just the keeper. She never confessed. Never denied. And that freezer? It had been purchased 8 years ago. Second hand. Off the grid. The most haunting part? Forensics concluded the woman in the freezer had been dead less than a year. Not 7. Not 5. Just 1. Which means she'd lived in the home with her captor for years. And in all that time, no one ever saw her. No sound. No shadows. Nothing. It was like she lived in invisibility. Hidden in plain sight. There are corners of human behavior that defy logic. Monsters don't always leave blood trails. Some wear quiet like armor. Some keep their crimes on ice and call it love. This wasn't a case that triggered national outrage or endless media cycles. It disappeared just like the woman did. Brief headline. Case sealed. Public forgot. But that freezer? It whispered something darker. How many of us live next to something we'll never understand? Follow the quiet signal. Some stories are buried on purpose.